Am I out of my head? Am I out of my mind?
Oh, Camila Cabello, you just keep finding new ways to annoy me, don't you? My main problem with this song isn't so much that it samples Out of My Head by Fastball, but more just how dismal and bleak everything is. I don't know anything about Machine Gun Kelly, but he is trying way too hard to appeal to some emo crowd on this. It's just painful. This is coming from somebody who usually likes G-Eazy. And then Camila Cabello sings a chorus about BDSM or something, I don't know. I just feel awful listening to this. Absolutely abysmal. This song just straight up infuriates me. Katy Perry is talking down to her audience for being hypnotized by distorted pop music. It all just feels really hypocritical. Mostly because Katy's been in the music industry's pocket for years now and has made her fair share of pop fluff. Like Teenage Dream, I even like some of it. And there's no self-awareness about this either. It's a critique that doesn't have any legs to stand on and it's just ugly and pissy, and I don't get it. And chasing modern reggae trends really doesn't help its case either, even with Skip Marley's verse.
Raindrops, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box.
Normally, I don't have to worry about needing to care about a song like this, but it wrote a meme with no substance or weight to the top of the charts, and that's just great. Metro Boomin isn't as interesting as people have made him out to be, but I guess the beat's just more repetitive and bland than it is outright terrible. Offset and Quavo's verses are nothing really that special, but I guess they do have a few memorable lines here and there, maybe. But then Lil Uzi Vert steps in, and his verse is enough to sink this song down to the bad tier. Even people who like this song don't like his verse, and it's not hard to see why. He slips off the beat, he has almost no clever lines. He's just embarrassing on this. Really? You couldn't have given a verse to take off instead, Migos? Come on.
I got fake people showing fake love to me, straight up to my...
I frequently forget that this song exists. It's been in the top 20 for about 4 months, I think, and I can't even remember that it exists. That is a problem.
Body like a back road, driving with my eyes closed.
When I heard the hype around this song, I was expecting it to be a lot worse than I actually found it. It's still bad, don't get me wrong, but after drinking too much, nothing from this man shocks me anymore. The instrumentation's inoffensive, I guess, even if it isn't really country. But then the lyrics are about comparing a girl to a worn-down road, which is just stupid and not really compelling. This is just a groan-worthy track, nothing more, nothing less. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And the fact that it's one of the highest charting country songs in who knows how long is just wrong. After struggling to follow up their previous successes, Zayn and Taylor Swift team up to make a comeback with a 50 Shades song. Okay. I don't hate this nearly as much as some of my friends, but this is still very much not good. The instrumental feels empty, like it wants to be dark, but it's missing a few instruments, or at least it feels that way. Zayn's falsetto really isn't that compelling, and neither is Taylor's really. Do girls have falsettos? I don't know. This is trying to be dark and sexy, but it's just boring. Doesn't really get much of a reaction out of me beyond that.
Please have mercy on me. Take it easy.
A lot of my friends really hate this song, and I get it. It's whiny, it's overdramatic, but it's a step up from trying to manipulate a girl into breaking up to get with you. I actually like the way this chorus swells, and Sean's intensity on the bridge is actually pretty good too. I think it fits the lyrical desperation pretty well. It's well done. It's not enough to make me want to check out the album that it's on, but at least it's something. I like the beat to this. Rather than his usual sludgy bass trap, Kodak Black's going for some actual guitars and flutes, and that goes a long way. Actually pair well with the trap hi-hats too, which I didn't really expect. Although considering the more organic production and politically charged music video, I do wish the lyrics were more political, or at least had more weight to them. Though it at least feels more competently structured than the other songs that I've heard from him, despite the Lil Wayne-inspired poop joke in the first verse. Still, this is the Kodak Black I can tolerate. Less no flockin', more this. I did my review of this song with one dance in June of last year, and now in March of this year, it's catapulted back into the top 20. That is weird. I like the song and all, it's fun and upbeat, if a little lame, but I think it's weird that it's stuck around this long, you know?
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning, by the night I count stacks.
Probably the best song from Big Sean's new album, at least that I've heard. I've only heard a few small chunks of it. There's some good flows, decent lyrics, and a metro booming beat that actually kind of works for me. I just wish more of the songs on the album were like this.
There's a hope that's waiting for you in the dark.
I like Alicia Cara more than most, and I'm glad she was able to secure a second hit with this, even if it was a motivational anthem. I like the rougher edges around the production of the post-chorus, and Alicia herself feels somber enough for some of the bleaker lyrics. It actually works pretty well. Not the best I've heard from her, especially when Here and 17 exist, but I'm glad this did well. Easily the best hit single from Anti. Not best overall, because it better still has that title, but still. This is classy and opulent, and as I said before, I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of style. Glad this became a big hit. Now please, release an actual video for it, Rihanna.
I spy with my little light. I spy.
The instrumental for this is just so bouncy, carefree, and fun. How could I not love it? After Broccoli grew on me, there was no way I was gonna make the same mistake in disliking this. Weirdly enough, though, I actually prefer Lil Yachty's verse on this over Kyle's. Kyle is kinda mean-spirited towards the girl he's singing to, which is a bit odd, while Yachty veers more into celebrating his fame. And it actually kinda connects, he has some clever bars in there. Probably his best verse to date. So, yeah, glad to see this getting traction.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
I reviewed this song about a month ago. I still like it for its interesting narrative and its charisma, though there are far better tracks on the album Divide. Still, expect this to hold on to #1 for a lot longer thanks to that album's release last week.
So baby, pull me closer in the backseat.
31 straight weeks in the top 10, nearly about to come to a close. You had a good run. Every day, I like you a little more, though at this point, mostly out of spite for everyone who hates it.
Gold jewelry shining so bright.
This wouldn't have been my first choice for 24 Karat Magic's second single, but it's still pretty good. Expensive tastes, classy production, though I'm not really a fan of the trap snares on the chorus. Still, great song despite that. Oh, and the music video for this is just fantastic. The art of music videos is not dead, and Bruno just proved it.
I want something just like this.
Yeah, this is pretty similar to Roses, and I'd actually argue this improves on that song quite a bit. Mostly because there's an actual build to the drop rather than it just being plopped on us all at once. Plus, it's more fleshed out with the backing synths and lush guitars. It really helps to make this more engaging than its sister song. Plus, the lyrics are pretty charming, with Chris Martin singing about superhero aspirations and being assured that he doesn't need to live up to those in a relationship. It's kinda touching. Though it's held back from being a 5 in my book because of the drop. So that it was an improvement, not that they made it perfect. I was one of the few people who didn't feature Starboy on their best list for 2016, and that's because while it was good, I felt like it was missing something in the instrumentation. The second Daft Punk collab from that album doesn't have this problem. Here the production is even tighter, with a rare glimmer of hope in The Weeknd's performance. It's a real emotional climax and a great way to end off a kinda uneven album. And it's easily one of the best songs on the album for that. I do wish it had a real video outside of Mania, but at least it has something.
24 karat magic in the air.
I'm sad this didn't do quite as well as Uptown Funk, but it still did pretty well, and that's okay with me. It's everything I wanted Bruno's comeback to be, and more. Also, I just wanted to be known that I called this comeback in my 2010 video.
We were staying in Paris.
Similarities to Midnight City aside, I love this. Probably the most down-to-earth the Chainsmokers have ever been, and even despite the implied cheating in the first verse. I actually really like Andrew Taggart's voice, at least in the studio, and this shows that he's capable of holding a song almost on his own. I mean, there are female backing vocals, but I don't really see this as a duet. This is the Chainsmokers' best song since Don't Let Me Down, I am looking forward to it sticking around and becoming an even bigger hit. So overall, I think the top 20 is doing pretty well at the moment. I spent more time in this video talking about music that I like than I did music that I hate. This week scored 62 points out of a possible 100 with me, so that's it. Take care.